Hello student, I hope you all are safe at home. Today we are going to start chapter number 11, Indian Judiciary of your social science. Student, we have studied in detail about the two organs of the government in the earlier chapter, that is the legislative and the executive. Now we shall study in detail about the third organ of the government, the judiciary. The Indian judiciary is an independent, statutory, and impartial organ of the government. The judiciary provides justice to people and punish offenders of the laws. The Constitution of India has made provisions to provide systematic, organized, and uniform justice through the judiciary. Now, about its structure. The judiciary forms a pyramidal structure. First one, the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, also known as the apex court or the court of records, lies at the top of the pyramid. The Supreme Court is the highest court of India. Second one, the High Court. At the middle level are the high courts. Majorly all states have a high court. Third one, subordinate courts, that is the lower courts. All the courts below the high courts are called subordinate courts. The district courts are the first level courts in subordinate courts. There are also other courts known as tribunals that at the second level and says below the district court. Now about the importance of judiciary. A neutral and impartial judiciary protects and preserves the rights of its citizens. The judiciary helps to solve differences arising between center and the state or between one state and the other. Judiciary does an important task of interpreting constitutionality of the provision given in a law. By doing this, the judiciary sees that the constitution remains supreme at any given point of time. An independent, firm, impartial, and fearless judiciary is extremely important to see that the legislature or the executive do not violate the constitution. The constitution sees that the judicial process is conducted without any mistake or delay, and that the citizens get quick, cheap, and equal justice. Now about the limitation of judiciary. Although the judiciary remains active and impartial in presence of alert legislature and executive, at times this may not be the case. Sometimes due to inactiveness in the administration and responsibility of the executive and authoritative behavior of the legislature, the judiciary may not be able to remain fearless, independent, and impartial. Now the next topic is apex court, that is Supreme Court. As the name suggests, the Supreme Court is the topmost or apex court of the Indian judiciary. It is situated at Delhi. Student, you can underline this sentence. It can come in objective questions. All the civil and criminal courts of India work under the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court consists of one Chief Justice and 28 additional judges. You can underline this sentence. It can come in exam in objective question. The President of India appoints the Chief Justice. All the other judges are appointed by consulting the Chief Justice as well as other judges. As per the norms, the Parliament decides the total number of judges to be appointed in the Supreme Court. However, if the President feels that the Supreme Court is overloaded with the works, he can appoint additional ad hoc judges on the basis of provisions given in the Constitution. A judge of the Supreme Court is appointed on the basis of his seniority. The judgment given by the Supreme Court is final. It cannot be challenged anywhere. Everyone needs to follow it. The proceedings of the Supreme Court are carried out in English language. Now, about the qualification. A citizen of India below 65 years of age, thus the retirement age of the Supreme Court is 65 years, should have served as a High Court judge in India for minimum 5 years, or should have an experience of at least 10 years as an advocate in any of the Indian High Courts, or should be a distinguished judge or a well-known jurist as per the opinion of the President of India. Now, time period. The tenure of the Supreme Court judge. Generally, the judge of the Supreme Court can work up to 65 years of age. However, his retirement age can be extended by the Parliament. During their tenure, these judges cannot practice in any courts. However, they can provide their services in committees appointed to investigate special cases. If a judge wishes to resign from his post, he can do so by submitting a written resignation to the President. If a judge is found guilty, incapable, and inefficient or involved in some misconduct, he can be removed from his post through a procedure called impeachment. Now, the process of removing a Supreme Court judge from his post in case he is found guilty, incapable, inefficient, or involved in some misconduct is called impeachment of the Supreme Court judge. The process of impeachment is done according to the provisions given in the Constitution of India. The process is done by the Parliament and it is called impeachment motion in Parliament. Now the process. The process of impeachment is conducted in the Parliament. The House of the Parliament in which the case is charged initiates the process by taking the consent of the majority of the total members and 2/3 members present and voting in each session. The other house of the Parliament studied and inquires the charges. The House of the Parliament monitors the presentations made through memorandums regarding the charges against the judge. The houses also investigate the proof for the same. Based on the inquiry and the proofs, the impeachment motion is put for vote. If the impeachment motion is passed by the majority votes of the Parliament, the President removes the judge from his post. During the entire process, the judge has the right to present his defense. Now, before the Supreme Court judge takes charge of his post, he needs to take the oath of secrecy and loyalty towards the Constitution in oral and then sign the pledge. The President of India administers the oath that the judge takes. Now student, in my next video, I will explain you the further topic. Thank you.